Was the night before the holiday, and all through the store, Ashley searched for a gift that wasn't a bore. Then what to her wondering eyes should appear but lottery scratch tickets for everyone dear. The prizes, how they twinkled. To share these, how merry. Her smile lit up. Shopping wasn't so scary. Spread a little holiday cheer with scratch tickets from the Connecticut Lottery.
Use your game sense. Odds vary by and during games. Must be 18 or older to purchase. Lottery tickets are not suitable gifts for children under 18 years of age. ctlottery.org.
Recruiters, reduce your cost per candidate by about 50% with CareerBuilder. We connect you to qualified, diverse candidates at every stage of the hiring funnel. CareerBuilder Talent Acquisition Suite. Software packed with talent. Visit hiring.careerbuilder.com/recruit.
What's going on? What's going on? You are tuned into the Cigars with Mac podcast. I've been really looking forward to making this podcast right here, people. I really have. The title of this podcast is The Illusion of Haters. The Illusion of Haters. Man, that term hater, man, has been around since probably the mid-90s. The haters. I got haters. But before we get started with the topic, I want to first and foremost thank everyone for downloading, liking, following, and sharing on my YouTube. And on all the podcasting platforms. So if you haven't done so already, please go on my YouTube, Cigars with Mac podcast. Subscribe, hit the notification bell, like the video, and share the video. Whatever your favorite podcasting platform is, download the podcast. Like the podcast. If you have any podcast topics you'd like to hit me with, email me at info@cigarswithmacpod.com. info@cigarswithmacpod.com. If you want to support the podcast financially, hit us up on Cash App at $cigarswithmac. Anyway, before I get started with the topic today, it just came out, and I'm reading to you from the Wall Street Journal. It says Congress has reached agreement on pandemic relief, McConnell says. It says package will contain $600 checks for many Americans, $300 a week in extra jobless aid and help for schools, vaccine distribution to small businesses. Senate Majority Leader Chuck Schumer said this agreement is far from perfect, but it will deliver emergency relief to a nation in the throes of a genuine emergency. It says lawmakers reached a final agreement on a $900 billion coronavirus relief package, moving Congress closer to approval of a fresh infusion of aid to households, small businesses, schools, and others before Christmas. The emerging agreement is expected to provide $600 direct check to many Americans, $300 a week, and enhanced federal unemployment benefits, as well as aid for schools, vaccine distribution in small businesses. Negotiators on Sunday have been finalizing details for the rest of the bill after settling a disagreement on the Federal Reserve's emergency lending powers earlier in the weekend. Senate Majority Leader Mitch McConnell on Sunday afternoon said all outstanding issues were settled. At long last, we have the bipartisan breakthrough the country has needed, Ms. McConnell said on the Senate floor. Now we need to promptly finalize text, avoid any last-minute obstacles, and cooperate to move this legislation through both chambers. The House is expected to vote on a 24-hour extension of government funding Sunday evening, setting up votes on the relief agreement and broader spending bill for Monday. The aid package is tied to a roughly $1.4 trillion annual spending package, and Congress has passed a series of temporary spending bills in recent days to keep the government funded while it finished the negotiations. This agreement is far from perfect, but it will deliver emergency relief to a nation in the throes of a genuine emergency, Senate Minority Leader Chuck Schumer said on the Senate floor. The legislation is set to add $300 to weekly unemployment payments to mid-March, according to a person familiar with the deal, and extend two other unemployment programs until they begin phasing out in mid-March and end in early April. Those two programs expand the pool of people eligible for unemployment benefits and extend their duration. Also, it says CDC panels recommends who gets vaccines next. This next group would include people ages 75 and older, as well as teachers, factory workers, police, and firefighters, grocery store workers, and others considered essential to the functioning of the economy. All right. Finally, some good news, man. Finally, some good goddamn news. It ain't the $1,200, but $600 is fine. People will take that. I know I would. Hopefully, I get one too. But you see, it seems like our government is playing around. Why did it take this damn long to come up with something? Why? I don't understand that. Why couldn't this shit have been handled months ago? And you know something else? I haven't been seeing many articles about the numbers increasing in COVID. All I hear about is the doggone vaccine. That's all you hear about now is the freaking vaccine. That's all you hear about is the damn vaccine. You don't hear nothing about numbers going up. See how the media is? They focus on what they want to focus on. I don't allow the media to run my life. Yeah, there's some truth to a lot of it, but then a lot of it is bullshit to scare people. A lot of it is just straight bullshit to scare people, man. But that's not cool. But I still caution you and tell you to stay safe. You know, do what you got to do to protect yourself and to protect your family. Don't be out here taking no damn chances. I will say that. But again, I want to thank everybody, man, for just supporting the podcast, man. Y'all just don't know. Looked at the numbers again. Numbers going up. Like I said, y'all, go follow me on YouTube, Cigars with Mac Podcast. Subscribe, hit the notification bell. Because I'm putting out work, man, straight up. I'm podcasting no less than 5 days a week, man. You getting good quality content. Support is free. Support is free. You dig what I'm saying? I'm not ashamed to say I need support, man. I need y'all support. No man is an island. Somebody needs to hear this. Somebody can relate to this. But let's talk about it, man. The illusion of haters. The illusion of haters. What do I mean by that? What I mean by that is, by the way, I'm speaking on the underground, Maduro. What I mean by that is, a lot of people, man, people you know, every time you turn around, they say they have haters. I got haters. I got haters. When really you don't have haters, you just have people that disagree with you. You are delusional. That's what I want to tell some people when they say they got these haters. That's one thing you never hear me say, man. I don't really talk about haters very much because I always say until you have 7 figures in your bank account, you have no haters. You don't have any haters, man. If you ain't got no 7 figures in your bank account, I ain't talking about worth 7 figures. I'm talking about 7 whole, cold, hard dollars in your bank account, then you have no haters. I'm going to be the first to inform you of that. That's just my theory, though. Many people disagree with it. Some do, some don't. I don't really care. But a lot of times what people consider haters is people that just disagree with you, people that just have a different mindset. That doesn't make them a hater. It means they just have a different mindset. Different mindset or different opinion does not mean I'm a hater. That would be like me saying, oh, because people don't like my podcast, they're a hater. No, that does not mean that. I've gotten people to critique my podcast. It doesn't bother me one way or another. You don't have to have good things to say about it. You can give your opinion on certain things I need to work on, what I should do better. But to me, a podcast, for me, is organic. I don't plan shit out like that. I just don't. It's just, I want it to be authentic. I want it to be organic. The most I do as far as organized is when I have ideas I want to talk about, podcast topics, I will write it down. I will write it down. But I'll be honest with you. Very rare do I even do those topics because shit changes. Sometimes I can watch a movie and the topic and something somebody says in the movie will inspire a podcast topic. So that's why I say, man, it ain't that people are hating, it's just that we all have a difference of opinion. For instance, I see, like right now, there are, we had a rapper that just got killed out here in Dallas, Fort Worth, well, Dallas to be exact. And a lot of people are reporting on it, and a lot of people are allegedly finding more people tied to this guy's murder. And then the young man that's actually exposing it, one of the top bloggers, people are calling him a snitch and this, that, and the third. But I always ask myself, I say, if it were your family member, would you want him to help expose who killed your family member? Would he still be a snitch then? Nah, it wouldn't be a snitch because it's your own interest. So he wouldn't be a snitch then, but because now, you feel he's exposing things, he's a snitch. No, he's not a snitch. He's doing what an honorable man should do. That's what he's doing. If somebody killed my family member, I want this guy on the team to help find out who the fuck did it. Straight up. But at the end of the day, I just so disagree with the term hater. I think it's been overused. Not to veer away from the subject, but another term that's been overused is the word simp. Meaning, a lot of times other men will call a man simp just because he compliments a woman. Oh, he's a simp. Oh, he's a trick. See, certain words have been taken out of turn. Complimenting a woman does not make you a simp. Now, what will make you a simp is justifying fucked up behavior that a woman does. Agreeing with out-of-pocket ass behavior that a woman does. Now, that will make you a simp. But just merely telling a woman she's beautiful, it doesn't make you a simp. I'm a married man, and I still tell some women that they're beautiful. I've had women tell me I'm a handsome guy, and they know I'm married. It's not that's a compliment, And a lot of times people just take words and just misuse the damn word. They just take it out of term. It's like, damn. But a lot of times, and I'm gonna tell you something I've noticed. Most people who don't have shit always talking about they got haters. Who's hating on you? What's there to hate on? What? Who are you to hate on? Who are you to freaking hate on, man? Who are you to hate on? You are nothing and you have nothing to hate on. But see, most people that use that word a lot, they are delusional. I said it, yeah. They are truly delusional. And as we all know, attention is a hell of a drug. But you find people, man, that really, 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 they can't get enough attention. And attention is not bad. It's just the kind of attention that you get. And like I said, I just feel that people who constantly talk about they have haters, get you some haters. Man, I don't want no haters, man. I do understand everyone is not going to like me. I do understand that everyone will not agree with me. I understand that. But at the end of the day, I'm interested in building relationships. I'm not concerned with haters. I have more important things to worry about. It's kind of like now, I'm at the age now where I don't even really argue with people anymore. Because it takes too much energy out of you. At least for me, it does. It takes too much energy. It's a waste of time. And at the end of the day, why? Why? So when I hear people say they have all these haters, man, I just really shake my head. Because I know you're delusional. I've never heard Beyonce say she has haters. I've never heard Bill Gates say he has haters. Why? Because this guy has more important things to deal with. Like trying to vaccine the whole freaking world. He already got the software game on lock. He already got the hardware game on lock. You think he concerned about a hater? Nah. And that's just a person that we know of who's wealthy. There are many people in this world who hold this considerable amount of wealth who don't concern themselves with things like that. They just don't. Why? Because it's pointless. It's futile. And something else I've noticed that people that constantly say they have haters, if you notice, those people are usually very narcissistic people. Have you noticed that? I'm talking about the kind of people that when they walk in a room, they suck out all the oxygen, literally. I remember I was going to a university and there was a young lady there who she helped me she was an HR lady. She helped me do my resume. And I'll never forget, she was good at what she did. But I'll never forget one day, the professor was telling us how she enjoyed being a professor for this adult university that we all went to. And she enjoyed it because she could teach online, and she taught about 10 or 15 classes online with different universities. And she was talking about how she and her husband went on cruises and went to Jamaica. And she literally was talking so much shit about this woman. And I acted like I agreed with her just to kind of keep her going. But inside, I didn't agree with that. I was just really entertaining foolishness, which I shouldn't have done. But sometimes I have a habit of doing that. Sometimes, not all the time. When I'm really trying to, it's really a chess move that I do. Human chess move. And this young lady, man, she was that angry and jealous of the professor because this woman, the professor may have been a couple years older than her, but the professor made smart decisions. Like I said before, make smart decisions. And she was so angry because she felt like she was bragging. The woman wasn't bragging. She really was giving out good game and good knowledge, letting us know that we could pursue our degrees past the bachelor's level and get our PhDs and teach online, our doctorate level degrees and teach online. And we could teach at multiple universities. You could literally, once you get really a master's degree, but a PhD, I believe you'll eventually have to get it at some point in your career if you're trying to be a tenured professor. And basically, you can teach 10, 15, 20 online classes at universities and make a six-figure career doing that, along with working a job. Or by having a business, however you want to do it. But she was giving us some good game, and that young lady just was like pissed. I mean, I had never seen such ignorance in my life. She was so ignorant. And this lady I remember someone, something good happened in their life. And do you know she had the audacity to say, oh, that's the day my birthday is. Oh, we got something in common. But this is the same individual talking about hating. This is the same individual who she was known for being able to acquire knockoff Gucci purses, knockoff Prada purses, and would sell them to people. And another young lady, she was interested in getting into that, and she was so apprehensive about telling her. And that leads me to my next point. Another characteristic you'll see from people who always say they have haters is they never like sharing information. Have you noticed that? People that always talking about haters, they never share information. They're very stingy people. They're very stingy. They don't like sharing. Yeah. They don't like sharing. They're very stingy people. And that is problematic, people. That is very problematic. And I've noticed that. And that lady who had a very distasteful comments about the professor, the only reason why she helped me with my resume was because I was looking for a job, and I asked her, could she take my resume and do it? She's like, no, I'll give you this format, and once you do it, I'll check over it. You know what? That was the best thing she could have done for me, because that taught me how to do resumes and help people with their resume. That's something I learned how to do. And I'm glad she didn't do it for me. I'm glad she didn't. But see, you find people like that. They don't like sharing information. They don't like doing it. And I heard a man once say, people that don't like sharing information are very dangerous people. Get the hell away from them as fast as possible. And that is so true. The older I get, the more I learn that is so true. That's how you learn, by sharing information. Another characteristic of people who are always talking about haters is they have a lot of regrets. They have a lot of regrets. They have a lot of shoulda, woulda, couldas. They're not really risk takers. And I understand everybody's not a risk taker. I heard Robert Smith say, you want to take thoughtful and calculated risks. Because see, we look at risk as throwing it all on the table and just going for it. Now, that may be a form of risk taking, but there's also another form of risk taking where you can plan and prepare, and have your storehouse ready to where if the risk you're taking doesn't work out, you always have something to fall back on. See? But people don't want to talk about that part of risk taking. And people that have regrets they usually try to shit on your life. They usually try to shit on your dreams and tell you, oh, you shouldn't do that. Oh, you can't do that. Nah, you can't tell me what I can and cannot do. And don't get me wrong. I believe in being logical. I'm not a person that says have faith, because faith is not a sustainable model. Now, confidence in yourself is a sustainable model. But a lot of people who have regrets, they don't want you to take a chance. They feel like, hey, that business venture, that idea didn't work for me, so I damn sure know it won't work for you. And that's not necessarily true, because what may be good for you may not be good for me. That's like when I hear entrepreneurs talk about people working a 9-to-5 job and they talk down on them. And the thing I learned about being an entrepreneur in the past is, to be an entrepreneur, it takes a lot of discipline, because there's nobody there waking you up every day. You don't know where your next meal is coming from. It can be rough. I'm talking about when you starting from scratch. I'm not talking about where you're buying a business from someone else that has already gotten a business up and running. I'm talking about you starting from bare bones, scratch, and you putting everything together. You're creating the process. You're creating the quality control methods. You're creating the sales. You're marketing. You do it all. See? But you got people who always talking about haters, and they think, oh, I put the idea out and you're doing it. You stole that idea from me. No, I didn't. Ideas belong to the universe. But see, you find people like that. You find people like that. And the people that live with regrets, I'm here to tell you, it's never too late. As long as you have breath in your body, there's no excuse. And that's something I learned. That is something that I learned. But people who have regrets, they want you to have regrets. People that have regrets, they really don't have confidence in themselves. I'll say it like that. That's like I said before. I have no right to tell somebody what they can and can't do. That's not my place to do that. And I won't do it. I won't do that. But you find people out here they really, really, really have regrets. But I'll tell anybody, man, the word hater doesn't exist in my book, because I'm not really here to talk about haters. I've had people ask me, why do you want a podcast How do people listen to you? How do people know why would you do that? But like I said before, when you go to the store, how many loaves of bread is it there? How many different brands of meat is it there? How many different brands of mayonnaise, mustard? You get the point, right? People like what they like. People like what they like, man. It's kind of like I've been seeing on the internet for the past couple of years. And I am critical of single mothers that are negative. Let me say it like that. But if you're a single mother doing your best, I'm not talking about you. But you have guys out here who literally tell men not to marry single mothers. Don't be nobody's stepdaddy. Yet they had a stepdaddy. I've even heard guys say, don't date a woman that's overweight. Don't date a woman that's this. Man, you like what you like. You like what the hell you like, man. Nobody, and that's the thing. A lot of people live double lives. They live one life on social media, but in the real world, something different now. You have people who are literally out here who feel entitled to have quality people in their lives, but they can't even pay their damn bills. And even though there was a time in my life where I struggled financially to pay bills, I never shit on people who are trying to make ends meet. I don't believe in that. I just don't. I don't believe in even doing that. I always teach my kids to not even complain. I say don't complain because it could always be worse. It really could. It could always be worse. Like I read earlier from the Wall Street Journal where they finally approved the unemployment, the stimulus checks, and all that. They could have not approved it. And Lord knows what would have happened by now. So I try to always tell people, don't concern yourself with haters. Don't even worry about that. That's stupid. Why are you concerned about a hater? You got work to do. A hater should be your last concern. A hater should be your last concern when you are behind on your bills. A hater should be your last concern when you unemployed right now. A hater should be your last concern when you're homeless right now. There were people homeless before the pandemic. As one guy said, if you ain't got bills in your name at your residence, then you're homeless. Oh yeah. I heard one woman say she's transitioning. She's in transition. And at first I didn't know what that meant till a guy taught me. He said that means you're homeless. He said it's a fancy way of saying you're homeless. cohabitation is not homeless, especially if you guys are splitting the bills and have, if you have an agreed upon agreement that we're going to share the living expenses. That's not homeless. But anyway, guys, thank you for tuning in to the Cigars with Mac podcast. Thank you for letting me into your space. I'm happy that everyone is downloading the podcast. I'm happy that people are going to my YouTube page and subscribing. I'm grateful. But at the end of the day, people, just remember, don't concern yourself with no damn haters. Well, anyway, people, thank you for tuning into the Cigars and Mac podcast. Please don't forget to download, like, follow, and share on your favorite social media platform. And remember to go on YouTube, look me up on Cigars with Mac podcast. I have all my social media links there. I have all my social media links here for the most part. Remember, if you have any show topics, email me at info@cigarswithmacpod.com. If you want to support the podcast financially, hit us up on Cash App at $Cigars with Mac. And great people, I'm out.
Your morning commute typically takes 25 minutes. If a 400 cubic foot dairy truck spills 2% milk on the freeway, causing you to take a detour and get stuck at a drawbridge for 20 minutes, how late will you be? Don't know? Well, good news, you don't have to, because Waze knows. With real-time traffic alerts from real Waze users, your ETA is always up to date. Waze. Download and drive today.
Jersey City Medical Center is healing, enhancing, and investing in Hudson County with the county's only cardiac surgery program, performing the most orthopedic procedures, all private rooms in our Lord Abbott Maternity Wing, and the only NCI-designated comprehensive cancer center in the state in partnership with Rutgers Cancer Institute of New Jersey. Visit rwjbh.org/Hudson County. Jersey City Medical Center and RWJ Barnabas Health Facility.